Alright guys, this is UnLocke'd, and I actually had some questions for all of you that are watching my YouTube channel and everything. I actually wanted to figure out what your guilty pleasure games are. The games that you enjoy playing over and over again, even if you've beaten them. I have been talking a lot about what's been going on with the subscription-based MMOs, along with other games that are coming out that people are paying money for, and other games that are free to play. So I want to know what your guys' opinions are on the whole free to play concept and the pay to play / pay to win, which a lot of free to play MMOs are. So pretty much I wanted to just get this out there. I also wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that there are a lot of MMOs that are being made and being talked about, one of which is EverQuest Next, H1Z1. There's a few other games out there that are being talked about and released, and I don't know all of them off the top of my head. But at the same time, I want to know what MMOs you guys like to play, what MMOs you, in a sense, are willing to pay the $60 to buy the game, and then the $15 a month subscription fee. The fact that these games are usually better than the free-to-play games, there are a few out there that have gone from subscription-based to free-to-play, and the transition between those, the only one that I can actually even really talk about in my own experience would be Tor. And with Tor, there's a lot that has happened through the game itself. I did, in my last video, talk a little bit about, which is actually a video for my WildStar playlist, because I was actually playing WildStar while I was discussing it. The fact that the community itself is what makes the game, and without the community base sitting there helping everybody out and working on having everyone get to level cap. As you've noticed, when I play WildStar, I'm pretty much playing by myself. I do play PvP, but I'm primarily by myself. I don't have a group of people that I go and quest with. I don't have people that play this game with me, so to speak. And I think that's kind of one of the things that's causing most of the issues that I have with WildStar right now. And yes, there is a cat over there. You can see the cat. Sorry, wrong hand. Yes, the cat. But I want to figure out what console, PC, whatever games you guys all like and enjoy. Because one, I want to try and get a community going with my YouTube channel, and I'm willing, as I have stated in other videos, I'm willing to play with you guys. I don't have an issue with that at all. I actually rather enjoy it, because then I feel like I'm a part of something. When I was playing WoW, one of my girlfriends that I actually used to play with, her and a couple of her friends actually grouped up with me and helped me go through raids and all these other things. They'd quest with me and help me level. And through that, I actually learned how to play my classes. And I was a priest / shadow priest. I can't talk today. I apologize. But the fact that I was learning how to play my classes, and they were helping me do that, helped me get into the game more, in a sense. And tips and tricks and ways to actually understand your rotations and the way you play help out a lot in any form of play. I rather enjoy playing with groups of people, guilds or whatnot, or teams, or on Xbox clans. And I've been doing this for years. As I mentioned, I actually had a friend that we used to go down to a internet cafe, so to speak, and we used to sit there and play for hours. I mean, it was $5 to play for an hour, and we'd go and we'd waste $100 there on a weekend. So, that being said, does the community to you guys actually make or break the game? Does the fact that there are people that you're friends with in real life that you group up with help you get into the game more? Does the storyline itself attract you to the game? Or is it the community? The group of people backing it and behind it? The devs, if they're actually willing to talk to you? Is it one of those things where you sit there and you're like, oh, well, I can talk to the dev whenever I want. I get really quick responses. If there's a bug, I get this, I get that. Do you guys enjoy that? Or do you rather play like a console game where you have all of your stuff set out, like Call of Duty or something, where you log in, you sign into the Xbox Live, you get everything going, you sign into the game, you log into the game with your gamer tag, and then you just jump into a match? Would you rather have your own group of people that you're playing that with, who are actually dedicated and want to actually progress and possibly prestige or get higher rankings with your clan? Or would you rather just jump in and play by yourself? Because I'm a mixture of both. There's times where I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to go do this right now. I'm going to go play some single player. Or I'm going to go play a free-for-all. Or I'm going to go on Halo and I'm going to play against this group where I'm this group with my buddies. Or would you rather just sit there and be like, okay, I'm just going to jump into this match and I'm going to kill everything? Because the fact that games have transitioned from all that to what they are now, it kind of, it's more single player oriented. It's one person, but at the same time, I can't say that I feel the same about the accomplishments or leveling or making myself better and prestiging or hitting like level cap in a video game like an MMO or something. I don't feel as satisfied personally. Now, if I were to be doing this with some friends and we go and do a raid and we take down a big boss, I feel accomplished. I feel awesome that I accomplished that. And the fact that video gaming has kind of gone from a close-knit group to a wide variety of people that play, and the separation from this close-knit group to this wide variety of people where you have 5-year-old kids cussing you out on Xbox Live, or you have random kids that are just sitting here playing the MMO, and they're sitting here, in a sense, bitching about how things are, or how you don't know how to play. I've had people do that in WoW, I've had people do that in Guild Wars, I've had people do that in any other MMO I've ever played. And the aspect of things going from here and now to whatever, it detracts with me. It's not as close-knit as it could be. So does this affect you as a gamer, or does it deter you from playing games in a sense? Or are you just going to go play the game because you're playing the game? As I said, I'm torn because I'm a little bit of both. I mean, I love playing MMOs with other people, because that's what MMO stands for, massively multiplayer online. So it's people that you interact with, it's people that you get to know, so to speak. And that aspect of things changes things for me in a game. In a sense, with me, it does make or break the game, but it doesn't if the gameplay is good enough. And I've been looking at all these different games, and I've played more games than I can even remember. I've beaten more games than I can ever remember. But at the same time, the accomplishment of, say, when I had Jedi Academy, which is part of the Outcast series, you play the apprentice and you learn everything and you go and do everything. And I ended up jumping online on the Xbox, and it was one of those things where I went from just playing to being awesome in a sense, because I went from being this low person and I transferred over, and I literally had like nothing for moves or anything. I just knew combos. So what happened was I jumped in, played, and I raged. I won. I had the most kills, the least deaths. Nobody really touched me. I had around 20 kills, I do believe. I don't even remember at this point in time because it was years ago, back in high school. But that aspect of things made me feel accomplished, because yeah, I could jump in and do a free-for-all and own people. But at the same time, if I went and played a group game, it was more group-oriented and, in a sense, Counter-Strike. If you have a group that you're playing Counter-Strike with, you're going to be more tactical, more military setup, so to speak, because you want things to go right. So you have to sit there. It's like chess in a sense. You have to sit there and predict everything everybody's going to do. I mean, if you're playing the bomb planting match, you have people running around with a bomb, you have people running around with a defuser. So you have to try and either plant that bomb or defuse that bomb. And that aspect makes things very tactical, because you have to sit there and you have to think. You have to figure out, okay, so I have this many lives with my entire team. So you're playing with 4 guys, you each have a life. That's 4 lives across the board. Now, dying can make or break a match. And if you have one of the best people on your team die, you're sitting there going, I don't know what's going on type thing. So, gaming in a sense has changed because of the fact that it's also gone into many esports. I mean, you have games like Dota or LoL or Smite or any of these. And they are more tactical. They are more player-oriented, and you have to know how to play that character. Which is something that, don't get me wrong, I like those games, but at the same time, I don't, because there's so much to them. With a game like LoL or Dota or Smite, I want to be able to jump into the game, have a little fun with my friends, but at the same time, that extra stuff that they add to it, yes, makes the game more enthralling if you actually know how to play the character. But if you don't, it detracts from it. I mean, I've jumped into matches and I've had people tell me I don't know what I'm doing when I took out like 2 of the towers by myself, in a sense. And they're like, oh, you don't know how to play, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, yeah, I died a few times, but at the same time, I accomplished something that we needed to do to win the match. We still lost the match, but at the same time, I progressed us forward. And when I feel like I'm being belittled or any of that stuff as a gamer, I look at it and I'm like, how does this work? I did this to help us progress. Yes, I understand I'm saying I, and there's no I in team. But at the same time, when your team isn't working together and you're sitting here busting your ass trying to accomplish something. The same things with Call of Duty or Battlefield or any MMO. If there's certain things that need to be done during a specific raid and you're sitting there, well, I have to try and take this guy out, that way this doesn't happen. It's like the raid with what's his name from Garrosh in WoW. That raid, if you don't have people taking out the guys that get the balls rolling, you're done. You can't survive that, because both those balls come across and they take you out. You have to have people taking out the weapons, because those weapons will deal damage and kill people. You have the tank who's trying to keep Garrosh on him. You have the healers who are trying to heal the tank, and you have to work as a team in these games. And if you're not working as a cohesive team, and somebody else is putting forth so much more effort, is it really worth it to have one person busting their ass trying to get this done and so everybody else can accomplish it? Or would you rather have an entire group sitting there saying, okay, this is how we're doing things, this is what's going on, we're beating this because we know what we're doing? I guess it's just one of those questions that I have with the way games are going right now. I mean, you have DayZ, where you're just running around trying to survive, and most of the time you're trying to survive against other humans, other player characters. So that being said, if you're not being able to survive, it's like insta-die. It's like spawn killing in a sense, because everybody hates spawn killers, but at the same time, we all love being spawn killers because we get points for it half the time. Well, more than half the time. Or we get gear, or we get this, or we get that. But at the same time, if you're sitting there and you're just being spawn killed the entire time, is it really worth playing the game? Is it really worth being the tactical person and trying to get everyone to work together cohesively? Why is it that certain games require this, but people don't play that way? I mean, I've tried to learn how to play certain games that I don't know how to play. Lol. I will tell you now, I'm not very good at MOBAs, but I play them because I enjoy the aspect of the challenge. Now, when there's people telling me that I should go back to LOL when I'm playing Dota, it actually kind of hurts me as a gamer because I'm trying. I'm trying to learn how to play the characters. I'm trying to learn how to play the game. And I look at things and I'm like, how does this work? If you go on Steam, you can get the video of free-to-play and all that, and finding out that there's actually a professional gamer that's from the area that I live in, it's actually really, it made my jaw drop. I was like, holy cow, this is awesome! Because there's somebody that's actually professionally doing this. And that's something that I've always wanted to do as well. I've been a beta tester for more MMOs in the last 4 years than I have in my entire life. I've beta tested MMOs, MOBAs, random other games, early access to everything. I mean, my repertoire of games has gone from to you can't imagine. And that being said, with all this credential, so to speak, I have knowledge on more game varieties than many gamers out there probably do. I'm not saying that I'm better than any of you. What I'm saying is that I've played such a variety that I have more of a concept of what's going on with certain things within the industry. Right now, the biggest games are MOBAs and survival games. And those two genres are everywhere, which is another thing that I wanted to talk about, is the fact that the industry is just doing the same things over and over and over again, just to make money. Now, don't get me wrong, some of these games are actually really good, but you have games like Minecraft, which started the whole survival genre, in a sense, for the PC. Now, that being said, there are other survival games, but they're survival horror games. There's a difference. There's games where you actually literally have to do everything to survive. I mean, Rust, you start out with a rock and a torch and bandages, and you have to try and survive, build a fort, do this, hunt, survive, kill things, and not be killed by other players, not be killed by other animals, not be killed by your own stupidity. Which, trust me, it's really hard if you actually play in certain areas. You have DayZ, where you're literally trying to survive against everything. You have games like The Forest on Steam as well, which is the same way. These survival games have taken things to a different level. They've made them more realistic. Now, is more realism better or worse for the gaming industry when they're just repeating the same things over and over? Are MOBAs becoming what Super Smash Bros. Was, in a sense? The game that everybody wants to play. I mean, don't get me wrong, the original MOBA was amazing. I mean, I've played that. I enjoyed it. It was fun. But at the same time, the aspects of things changing, is it helping the industry or is it destroying the industry because it's segregating certain forms of gamers? As I look at this, I have to say yes, because you have the hardcore gamers and then you have the casual gamer. Now, I would consider myself a hardcore gamer because of the fact that I've played this many games for this many hours and I devote my time to it. Yes, I have not hit level cap in WildStar, but every other MMO I've played, I've hit level cap. I've played all the Call of Duty games except for Ghosts and the new one that's getting ready to come out. So I've played all the Battlefields. I've done all this. I've played them hardcore for accomplishments, achievements. I've won battles that I didn't think I'd win. And then you have games that are seeming like they're dying, like the RTS. The real-time strategy game seems like it's dying. Yes, we have StarCraft. Yes, we have this. Yes, we have that. But at the same time, they're a dying genre in a sense, because they're taking everything away and they're giving us MOBAs. Now, is that taking out certain forms of gamers, or is it helping the gamers to expand their knowledge on games? I know for a fact that I honestly have to say that this is my personal opinion here, people, that it is, because when a person like me who's been playing games since I was a kid, a person who has played every Marvel vs. Capcom, a person that's played more fighting games than any other that I've ever played. I mean, I can name off and rattle off every Street Fighter I've played, every Mortal Kombat, every Tekken, or Ultimate Fighter, or King of Fighters, all those. I've played pretty much every single one of them, so I know aspects of things, which, yes, those can be esports, but is the esport drawing away from games that are actually fun? Are people just wanting to get paid money and go to like MLG or one of those others that does the same thing and just be a star, so to speak? Because this started out as a hobby. Gaming started out as a hobby. Something fun to do when you're not doing anything else. And it's pulled away from that. It's pulled away from its original state of what it was for years. Yes, I understand things evolve over the years. Yes, if you look at any other form of entertainment, it's changed. You went from silent films in black and white to color films. And then you went to audio with films and explosions and effects and Star Wars and Transformers and now Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which they have noses. Don't get it, but okay. You have the movie industry has changed over the years, so the gaming industry is going to change as well. But that whole dynamic of everything going from, hey, this is fun, to I have to grind to level 85 in the next 4 days, or this happens. It's mind-boggling. Because you have people making buku bucks off of just playing games. Which I get. I totally support that. I really do. But is that part of gaming overshadowing everything else? I mean, I've taken place in Halo tournaments when Halo 3 came out. I've played in other gaming tournaments. As I said, my friend and I used to go over to that internet cafe thing, and we used to have tournaments there. He and I challenged the entire building, which was 2 stories. It was he and I versus everyone. That was a lot of fun. It was really hard, but it was so much fun. I also took part in the tournament for the original Call of Duty. And that being said, I've grown from that as a gamer, but at the same time, looking at the way the industry is going, gaming isn't as what it was. It's not entertainment anymore. It's a lifestyle. It's a way to live your life in a sense, because people are making thousands of dollars off of it. And my opinion is that's cool, that's awesome, but what about the people that, like me, do YouTube videos that don't get the views, that sit there and bust their ass trying to get the word out on different games or word out on how things work in their opinion? And the industry itself kind of sort of deters that if you're not part of like one of the giant companies. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I work with Machinima, but that being said, they could drop me if they wanted to. Then I'm up shit creek without a paddle, because I don't have the ability to pay for all the rights for the games that I play. I mean, Carbine Studios could sue me if they wanted to. So that being said, people like me could get in more trouble than the people that are getting paid thousands of dollars to play a MOBA for 4 hours. And how is that right, in a sense? I mean, I'm just as hardcore as they are. I'm just as good a gamer as they are. I just play different games. I guess gaming, in a sense, has hurt itself through changing into what it is. Because everything is about the money. You have huge companies like EA supporting companies like BioWare or other companies, DICE or whatever, and they help produce these games. Or you have NCSoft helping Carbine produce this. And then you have things like City of Heroes happen, where NCSoft's like, oop, nope, whatever. Superhero games don't make money. Yet, if you look at the money, there was actually a lot of money that people were paying. I actually personally knew, well, not personally, but I knew of a guy that actually paid for 4 accounts on City of Heroes. That's 4 accounts. That's 4 different accounts. And it was, what, 10, 15 bucks a month? So we'll go with 10. 10, 20, 30, 40. 40 bucks a month. This guy's paying 40 bucks a month for 4 accounts. How does that mean that this isn't making money when there's hundreds of people still playing? And hundreds of people with multiple accounts? If the gaming industry, the big corporate people, don't like what's going on, they change it. They literally say, hey, we don't like the way you're doing this, we're pulling funding. Now, how is that right for the gamers? How is that building trust within the industry for the gamers themselves? Think about it this way. You go to a fast food restaurant. Say you go to McDonald's and you order a Big Mac and they give you a Whopper. There's something wrong there. You can't give someone something, or give someone an option and then say, well, no, you don't get that. Here's this instead. And that's what a lot of bigger companies are doing, which I find to be a little misleading, and I can't even think of the word right now. It hurts the industry. Star Wars Galaxies was an amazing game. You could do pretty much anything you wanted. And they ended up taking it off the market. They're like, oh, well, we're pulling this. And yes, there's been rumors about another one. There's been rumors about this or that, just like with City of Heroes. But at the same time, you have these groups of people that totally supported it. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to keep the game going. Why is that? Why is it that games that are free to play keep going when no one really likes them, yet games that people like get killed? I mean, I enjoyed Star Wars, The Old Republic, for the first year. I really did. And then I realized that level cap was just ridiculous. And then they launched the HK model robot thing, and you had to jump through all these hoops to get it. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, it makes sense. But at the same time, when it's something that integral to the franchise, something that's like a main character in a sense. If anybody played Knights of the Old Republic, you know how much fun HK-47 was. And you know how much fun that character was to play and listen to their dialogue. Now, making it so in Knights of the Old Republic, you had to spend an exorbitant amount of money to buy him. Unless you had the ability to intimidate what's his name and blah 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 blah, which I did. But when you sit there and you look at all the hoops you have to jump through, are the hoops really worth it for just another companion? Are the hoops really worth it for paying this amount of money each month? I mean, if the last time I jumped onto Knights of the Old, Tor, there we go, the Old Republic, I had somebody tell me I didn't know how to play. Now, I've been playing tanks for years. I built a tank. I've known how to play tanks. I have ran with people who have actually told me I've never seen someone tank so well. That being said, how is it that someone has the ability to tell me I don't know how to play? Yes, you have those people that sit there and go, oh, I know more than you. But why? We're all gamers. We're all there for the same experience. We're all there to have fun. We're not there to, in a sense, belittle and degrade each other, because we're all gamers. We're all doing the same thing. Yeah, some kid on Xbox Live is going to sit there and cuss you out. Okay. Why? Why is it that when people rage in video games, they feel they have the right to, in a sense, troll people? Yeah, I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this video. But to be perfectly honest, they're legitimate questions. There's a lot going on within the gaming industry that people see on a daily basis. We see huge companies like EA or Blizzard or Activision. Well, Blizzard, Activision, Blizzard, whatever. You see those companies sit there and be like, oh, hey, we're going to support this, but not this. And then you have companies that are startups that are trying to bust their ass to actually put out something good. As I've stated before, Boss Key. I am so excited to have Cliffy B back on PC gaming. I really am, because he has the ability to possibly reinvent PC gaming again. And the fact that Bethesda and id and all that fun jazz, we have Doom 4. Yes, we have the Elder Scrolls Online, which we're not talking about. But at the same time, Bethesda's known for making good RPGs. And they're trying to fix a lot of the stuff that they've messed up, which I get. But it's not just them that's messing up. There's a select few companies that actually make decent MMOs. Now, why is it that it's just these companies? And then we have these other companies that make good MOBAs, or good this, or good that. I mean, you have Capcom, who pretty much has specialized in survival horror and fighting games. And then you have companies like Square, which is Square Enix, Squaresoft, whatever you want to call it today, that specializes in RPGs. And then you have other companies that start up and they come out with something epic that you're just like, oh my god. Why is it that every other company is doing the exact same thing and no one's branching off to be the company they want to be? Why are they sticking to the normal? Yeah, I know it sells. Yeah, I get that. I get that people want to play this type of game right now. But in the end, is it really worth it to have 5 of the same game? Is it really worth it to have 6 Grand Theft Auto clones? Is it really worth it to have 5 different varieties of shooters that are basically the exact same game? I mean, you look at Medal of Honor, Battlefield, Call of Duty. They're the same in almost every aspect. The only difference is the story. Which, yes, I have played the story in all of them, except for the most recent Medal of Honor. Or Battlefield Hardline, because I kind of threw that out the window, because it's not really a Battlefield game in my opinion. But I will probably be playing it when it comes out, because I didn't get in on the beta or whatever it was. And then you have a company like Bungie who comes out and launches Halo. And in a sense, it changed the way consoles worked. And it changed the way console gaming worked. With Xbox Live and blah, 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 blah. Why is it that everything's a clone of itself? Why do we have 5 of the same game? Does that expand the horizons of the industry, or does it destroy it? I want to know your guys' opinions. Yes, this video's 35 minutes long so far. Well, going to be 36. But I want to know your opinions. I want to know what you guys think as gamers, as a community that is slowly growing, slowly but surely. And I want to make it grow larger. I want to get this going. I want to have everyone's input. Because this isn't just about me. This isn't about me playing video games on a screen and having you guys watch. This isn't about me talking to a screen or a camera. This is about me conveying what I think is going on. And I want to hear what you guys think. Because you're just like me. I'm just one gamer. You guys are everyone else that have different opinions, different points of views, different ideas, different points of view, personalities. We all like different things. We're all gamers. We're all people that enjoy playing video games. And you guys deserve a voice. So I want to hear everything you guys have to say. Every single one of you. Good, bad, ugly, I don't care. Because your voice needs to be heard as well, not just mine. Because if your voice isn't heard, the industry won't change. The industry will be putting out the same low-budget games and making money off of you and I for the next eternity, in a sense, until games stop being made. But I want to end up affecting the way things are viewed as games. Because gaming has always been a part of who I am. Gaming has always shown me a way to express myself. Yes, I can build a weird character, give him a mohawk and pointy elf ears and eyeballs that stick forward. Or eyeballs on his chin or his chest or something. Forehead. That right there is character expression. That's me expressing myself within a character that I am playing. And those characters, in a sense, can take on a life of their own. If you roleplay your character on WoW, if you roleplay your character in WildStar, or if you decide to go insanely tactical with you and your group in Counter-Strike, or Killzone, or Halo, you have the ability to, in a sense, put yourself within that character. I mean, it's gotten to the point when I was playing Halo 3, I actually had the ability to, in a sense, have like a sixth sense and know when someone was behind me without wearing headphones. I'll be like, oh, there's somebody behind me on this map. Okay, did it. We as gamers have some of the fastest reaction times in the world because we're always clicking buttons. We're always moving our fingers. But I want those fingers to move on the keyboard. And I want to hear what you have to say. Because this is just what I have to say. And what you have to say is what matters. Because you're the ones out there buying those collector's editions, buying those day ones, doing unboxings, playing these games for hours on end because you enjoy it. I want to know why you enjoy gaming. I want to know what got you into gaming. What first game that you ever touched that was like, I have to continue playing this. Because games are more than just a hobby, as esports have shown. There's games that have made people in other countries superstars, so to speak. Now, why doesn't that happen here in America? And why, when it happens in America, is it such a select few? Why is it that there's a group that are so high above everyone else, when the casual gamer is actually on par with them, with how good they are? Why is it that people like you and me aren't right there with them? Why aren't we supporting them, and why aren't they supporting us? Why do we have to work our tails off and pay money to be part of a group of individuals who see the same way and play for fun and for, in a sense, popularity and prestige? Because we want people to know. It's like playing football and being in the NFL. We want people to know that we do this because we enjoy it. Yeah, there are some people that get paid millions of dollars for playing football just because they want to get paid millions of dollars for playing football. But look at us. We're the ones that keep the industry going. Not MLG, not those people that randomly are part of esports playing StarCraft or Dota or LoL or Smite or any of those other games that people actually have as esports. We're the ones that keep it going. And I want your opinion. Because you make up the industry. Because we are the industry. We have the voices to tell the companies, hey, smack them upside the head. We're tired of the same games. Give us something better. Keep watching, because you never know what I'm going to do next.